Hey there, Rockstars. Jim Jacobus here. Hope this finds you well. Hope all of you got safely to your next destination. My apologies for taking so darn long to get these recordings done. We have been crazy busy, and again, that's not an excuse. Just is what it is. So I finally got a chance today to sit down and do these, and I'm going to do the RV trip planning one first. For all of you who joined us at that two seminars. Thank you so much. We love meeting so many wonderful people, having such a great time. So I'm going to go back over the presentation here. And let me tell you how I do this. I have eliminated all of the transitions and all of the animations and everything. And I've deleted a bunch of slides. I'm just going to zero in on the stuff that I feel like is most important for us to get the best out of our trip planning, and especially out of RV trip planning. One of the things that I determined after it was all over with is I will also sit down and do training videos on every little bitty step of RV Trip Wizard. For many of you out there who are using it, maybe struggling with it, I wanted to go through and do those in detail. If you are having a problem now, reach out to us. I'll jump on a Zoom call with you. We'll bring your screen up. We'll take a look at what's going on, and I'll be glad to help you. Typically, it's just a matter of flipping a toggle switch here or there in order to get all of the desired results. So we started off with, again, welcome. Glad to have you guys. We're just so fortunate to be a part of this family. That is our Grand Design Momentum 399 toy hauler. That is our home, and we're currently in Paducah, Kentucky, just 2 days away from starting our Fantasy RV Tour, Music, Bourbon, and Moonshine Tour. We already have people joining us in the park here, which is one of the reasons we've been so busy getting everybody ready to go. So our agenda for this particular program is just share with you our story, talk about some mindsets that we feel like are really important, and then share the tools that you use, talk about how to plan a short trip, how do you plan a long trip, and then, of course, the follow-up here in Q&A. So we're going to post this on our YouTube channel, Joy Hauling with Team Jacobus, our Joy Hauling with Team Jacobus YouTube channel, or our Facebook group, Joy Hauling with Team Jacobus, and then it'll also be posted, let's see, on the joyhauling.com/GDNR 2024 website page. All right, so you can find all those pages. Again, we'd love it if you join us on our Facebook group. We'd love it if you join the YouTube channel, join our Insta channel, all those, we'd appreciate it. But that said, not trying to make you feel obligated. We just love to have you there. So the mindset part here, I think maybe gets overlooked sometimes. All right. And again, our warning is always, if anybody tells you one way to do it, then run fast, run far, run now. This is how we do it. Take what you want, ignore the rest, and we're going to cover a lot. So the mindset part's critical. All right, very, very critical. And bonus points if you can tell me what that is in the picture there. All right, so our mindset is we can always find a place to stay, and it's because we're very flexible. All right, if you are of the mindset that you only want to stay at a state park, all right, or you only want to stay at a Corps of Engineers, or you only want to stay at fill in the blank, put any number, any denominator behind that, and it's going to limit the opportunities. All right. If I said I'm only going to stay at fill in the blank, then I might not believe we can always find a place to stay, because that narrows the possibilities. And as we shared with you, and I'll tell you in tools, we stay a lot of different places, and we're open to that. We're going to expand that. We're going to stay at more Harvest Host, Boondockers Welcome. We're going to stay at more BLM, Bureau of Land Management. We're going to do more dispersed camping. We're going to add that to our mix so that, again, we just have more options. It's not because we can't stay somewhere. It's because we want more options. We only require two things: safety and that big RV fits. The one thing that I told you, and we'll tell you again today, is when I'm doing research, if I read anything that says it was too narrow, it was too small, there were overhanging branches, that's one of the things that will disqualify a place for me. I don't like to be uncomfortable making turns where there are hard stops like trees and poles and things like that. I don't like that. All right. I rubbed the left side of our RV off on a welding truck first day that we left to go to Maine, and I haven't I haven't been able to erase that from my mind yet. So we make mistakes. Even to this day, we make mistakes. We learn to laugh at them, learn from them so we don't repeat them, and then move on. All right. That's the main thing. And then this is something I think is really important as well. And Christy's great at this, and I'm good at this, and together we're very good at this. We make the most out of whatever situation we're in. I don't remember ever being somewhere going, "This is just terrible," all right, and or in not just enjoying whatever's going on around us. As long as we're safe and we fit, we're fine. So, and then we're very much of the mindset that we're in this together. That does not mean the same thing to everybody. All right. We have a very well worked out division of labor between the two of us. And we both are always checking in and making sure the other one doesn't feel like they're having to do too much. But at the end of the day, we both feel comfortable that we're both equally contributing to our life together in this RV. Our big plan to start off with was a third in South Texas near Christy's mom and dad, a third near our grandkids and their caretakers, as I like to say, and a third on the road somewhere. Well, it's never worked out that way. It's always been a little different balance. And one of the things we found out is investing a lot of time, a third of our time to be near our grandkids was kind of a waste of time for us. And not be for you, it was for us because they're busy. And so now we spend more short amount of times there, but very intense amount of time if there. All right. The kids are getting of an age where they can now travel with us. And so next year, we're looking forward to our oldest being able to go on a trip with us. And then we'll take each of them on trips with us as they get old enough to do that. And we want the more quality of time than quantity of time with our grandkids. And every year has been different. Good gosh. The third is a good outline to start with, but it's never been exactly that. And like I said, we make the most out of whatever we plan that year. And now the future means that we're going to be doing tours from Fantasy RV Tour, and they're going to be the basis for most of our trips, right? Wherever they're taking us is going to be the trip. Next year, we'll do this moonshine music, bourbon and moonshine tour again. And it'll be one of the staples of our travels. And then we'll plan stuff around that before and after in order to take advantage of it. How do we decide where we're going to go? Chrissy has her bucket list, right? It's different than mine. I have my bucket list. It's different from hers. We have ours together, places we both want to go. 4 years into this now, 4 big trips, we have knocked out a lot of the bucket list. But what's happened is the more you travel, the more you go, well, I want to see that, or I want to see that again. I want to see more of that. And it's not getting smaller, it's getting bigger. All right. Our bucket list is getting bigger. The one on mine that we have not checked off yet, and we're going to be focusing on how to make that happen, is to go to the Keys, as I shared with you. So we have that, and now Fantasy has their list. Okay. And every year we will create a wish list of trips we want to do with Fantasy moving forward. Our tools include reserveamerica.com, which is state parks. Not every state park uses that same platform, but a lot of them do. All right. And we use recreation.gov for the national parks and Corps of Engineer. KOAs, we started those a lot. We use Harvest Host, which is now Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome together quite a bit. I like KOAs because if we're making a run from Dallas, Texas, all the way over to, say, Yellowstone. All right, there's a lot of one-night stops in there through Kansas and Nebraska and everything. There's several one-night stops in there using our 300, 330 rule. And KOAs tend to be right on the freeway. They're relatively reasonably priced, and they're consistent. All right, I know what I'm getting when I'm pulling into a KOA, and I've never felt like it didn't meet our criteria. Matter of fact, most of them exceed our criteria. All right, some of them do an amazing job, like pancake breakfast every day and stuff like that. So we're not using BLM, Hip Camp, and stuff like that as much, but like I said, we're going to do more of that in the future just to open up our options. And we're set up for that. We've got solar and the generator and large tanks and stuff like that. So we are set up to do it, and we want to do more of that. RV Trip Wizard, as I said, is the backbone of our tool set. And it is, if you are using your phone, it is in the RV Life app. All right, you have to download RV Life app and sign up there, or you can go to rvtripwizard.com. I plan all of our trips on the desktop, and then we use the app as a more of a reference tool for us. And then we use the Garmin 785 RV. As I shared with you, I like it because it is the same as a trucker's RV is, a trucker's Garmin is, and it's got the dash cam that comes with it. I like that. Hopefully we never have to use that. All right. So when you're setting up RV Trip Wizard, and these are the things that I want to be able to do the videos on. You're going to do a setup. You're going to go and you're going to give all your rig information, height, length, weight, all that kind of stuff, your tow vehicle information, so that it has it all in there. You're going to put in there gas mileage that you get, routing references, preferences. You don't want to go to tunnels. You don't want to do tolls. What's the radius that you want to travel in a day's time? And that's on the picture there. You see the 100, 200, 300 radius circles. And again, they're not concentric because not every 200-mile trip is the same. You see all the squiggly lines there, they're a little different, right? And then you can put in expense information. You can put in memberships. You can put a lot of stuff into RV Trip Wizard that then when you start doing your searches is going to yield the kind of results that'll be in line with your rig and your preferences. All right. And that is a big deal. And that's where I think a instructional video would be very helpful, because when you set that up right, then when you start doing your searches, you're going to get a better result. All right. And then set up a new trip. All right. Let's talk about how to do a short trip. First thing you're going to do is you're going to set up all your filters on that trip. And once you do this, it'll translate over to all your other trips that you do after that. Okay. You don't have to reset this up every time, but you get to add a lot of information here. Okay. You get to look at, park types, park ratings, park features, hookups, amenities, park pricing, recreation, brands, clubs, and memberships. You're going to put all this in here to start off with. All right. And like this is park types. Okay. Do you, for my Canadian friends, you can check off the Canadian national parks and everything, but you can check off all the types of parks that you are interested in. You can do points of interest if you want to. I don't. Because they use other tools for that, like ChatGPT and other research tools for that. And it kind of takes a a screen that looks like this and makes it worse because it adds all the points of interest, right? The park ratings, you see I checked off big rig access, all right, and pets allowed because time we're traveling with a dog. Now, I don't say 3, 4, 5 star. I check all because I have been in 3-star parks that were better than 5 stars. I've been 5 stars. I'm like going, how to get a 5-star rating? All right. So I would look at all of them. All right. I can quickly get rid of the ones I don't like. And should you have any other ones that you like, you can check them off as well. I did not check off the clothing optional or swingers one down there at the bottom. Very interesting, I thought. So. Others, do you have to have full hookups? Do you have to have 50 amp? Do you have to have whatever? Do you have to have Wi-Fi? I don't check off Wi-Fi because the Wi-Fi in the parks is so unpredictable and undependable anyway. We kind of make sure we take care of that ourselves. But if you needed anything else, you could check that off. Okay. Amenities, at the time, I think I did this one, was COVID open because we were traveling to Maine, I think. I don't remember where we were going, but do you need laundry? Do you need showers? Do you need cafe? Do you need firewood? Do you, whatever, you can check those off. I don't, because it narrows down the number of options it gives me, and none of those are critical for us. Pricing, $1, $2, $3, or $4. They kind of, I check them all of them, because again, I've been in a $1 symbol place that's better than a $4. I've been $4. I just wondering, how do they charge this much for this place? So I check them all out. All right. I am not tied to that. And you can check off rec rooms or playgrounds if you have kids, or biking if you're, somebody that likes to hike or, ride a bike or hiking. You can choose all of those. All right. Your choice. This is helpful because it shows up all the KOAs and the Good Sams and the 1,000 trails that we might want. Encore and Escapees parks, it shows those as well. If there's any of these others that you're members of. If you're an Elks Club, we have not started doing that yet. And I've heard that those are a great option as well. I probably need to add that to our list. Just reminded me by seeing that. FMCA, if you're an FMCA member. And again, points of interest, you can put those on there if you want to. I don't, simply because the thing's already crowded enough. Now, planning a short trip, you just start with putting point A and your departure date in the software. All right. There's a place for that, and you can start with that. This is the start of this current trip that we're on down in Dallas, even though we left out of the Aransas Pass area because we had to go to Dallas, spend a week. So I just started from there. Then you're going to add point B and an arrival date. And once you do that, you can look for places to stay, do your research, and book your stay. Now, point B, you have two options here. One is a point A. There you set that up. See, it says Elkhart Campground, right? A point B, you can just say, I want to go to a general area like Hot Springs, Arkansas. And you'll top in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I put the national park because that's kind of centrally located there. And I see all the options around there. Okay. And you can see there's a lot of places to stay near Hot Springs, a lot of great places to stay near Hot Springs. Or if you know exactly where you're going, like this one here, I wanted to go to Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington, you can put that in as your second place, your second stop. Now it's going to create the route for me, and I can see if it is going to fit into my 330 rule. And here, Kentucky Horse Park is 343 miles. Am I going to break that up into 2 days trip? Depends. All right. I might, and I might not, depending on what's between here and there, how I feel. There'll be all kinds of things going on. But in this case, I would just go ahead and do the whole trip. Now, do your research. I see so many people online complaining about a trip or a park or a fill in the blank, and I can look at it and go, you didn't do your research. All right, if you've done your research and you use the tools available, you would have known that was a problem. You would have known not to stay there, or you should have known. All right, do 100 of them, you're going to get one wrong. Okay, when we got Oswego'd, all right, when we get our camping ground in Oswego, Kansas, it had great reviews. And once we got there, they clearly were done by a mom and pop, brother, sister, aunt, and uncle, all put the great reviews in there because it was not what it said it was. That's the only place in 4 years of travel we decided not to stop. In 4 years, all right, hundreds of stops, one. And so if you do your research, you can limit that. Okay, so lots of research tools here. When you click on back here where it says park details, all right, you click that on, it's going to take you to this particular landing page. And you can see there, you have overview, features, reviews, tips, and Q&A. By the way, tips and Q&A's got a lot of great stuff in it. Weather. I never check the weather because who knows what it's going to be anyway. There's the phone number for the park, and there's the website, campground reviews. And one of my favorites is satellite view. That's a little bit of a picture than we got when we were in the seminar room there. Okay. So this is a view down on Kentucky Horse Park. By the way, what an interesting little layout they have there. Right. And then our site was 141. I'll back up and let you look again. It's down here in this bottom left-hand corner, 141. It's the only pull through in the entire place. All right. And interesting enough, I like that because obviously it's heck of a lot easier than it is backing in with our big rig. It was kind of neat. But what we found out is a lot of people think that's a road there. All right. And at one point in time, clearly it was. And people walk into our campsite all the time. And again, I could care less. It's fun. Met a lot of people that way. Right. So campground reviews. When you click on that, you're going to go to this page. All right. And what you're going to see is you're going to see the overview, the photos. Look at the photos. All right. And again, people can put the better photos in there, but a lot of photos are submitted by people that have stayed there. I submit photos every place we stay. I'll submit some photos. And then there's reviews, 290 reviews of this place, 71 tips and one question. Right. So this is going to have a lot of information for me. And so when I'm looking at the reviews, all right, I click on that. First thing it's going to do is it's going to bring me over here. Pull through sites. It should say pull through site. All right. Pets allowed, tent camping, electric, restroom, showers, pool. I love the connectivity stuff. I always look at that. And then down below, there are 290 reviews. 130 of them are excellent. 119 are good. And 31 are average. I've got 5 poor and 5 terrible. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on terrible and I'm gonna see what was wrong. Okay, that's the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see what was wrong. And in this case, here's the terrible review. All right. Nothing about this really makes me nervous. Okay. Parks are well used and all sites are not well maintained because of low hanging trees. I did not see that anywhere. Okay. Um, and I felt like the problem here was staff was somewhat helpful, but was told by one member, don't use the Wi-Fi because it doesn't work. Interesting. We were only here 2 nights, so we didn't use all facilities. Showers and bathroom were clear. Blah, blah, blah. This did not make me nervous. Okay. It said the value was high and the service was the low score. The service was the low score up there. See that? The 2-star service and cleanliness was 3 stars. But the value was 4 stars. So I kind of discounted this. And then, by the way, I read a lot of reviews here, not just this one. But then here's this. We've been to this park before and really like it. Unfortunately, it's too popular. And even booking weeks ahead, all we could get here were 2 weekdays. No weekends available. So this tells me this is a popular park. Part of it is because it's right next to Kentucky Horse Park, which is a very popular area there. And a lot of people that come to the park for events stay at the RV campground. Value 4 stars, service 5 stars, cleanliness 5 stars. And I read a lot of reviews like this that were similar. Okay, so it looked fine to me, and it was. It turned out to be a great place. We enjoyed it. All right. Now, so that's how you plan a short trip. Okay, just pick point A where you start. Point B, you can either look for a specific campground or you can look for an area and search that area for other campgrounds and then do your research. Planning a long trip is the same as a short trip. All right. You got point A, point B, start and stop dates. All right. And then you just have a bunch of them. Okay. There's a whole series of short trips, is what it is. And if you look at it that way, you look at the one trip that we're on right now, 140 something days on the road and boatload of stops, it can get overwhelming fast. All right. But I just look at it as a bunch of short trips. Now, crowdsource the best routes, places to stay. You're going to do a bunch of research here. Plan your lengths of stay, use placeholders. And let me redefine that for everybody, because somebody asked a question in both seminars. All right, probably spend more time defining this. Placeholders are places I know we're going to stay and I know the dates we're going to be there. All right, the Washington State Rally, the pickleball tournament in Coeur d'Alene. We did a sales event with Fantasy Tour at Rock Springs at Escapees. We did one, the Integra. No, not take it back. We did the Escapees deal in Rock Springs. I know we're going to Yellowstone. I know we're going to Glacier. So I know I'm going to the National Rally. So I'm going to plug that in there. I know that we're going to the Texans induction of Andre Johnson at the Hall of Fame. So I know those are places I'm going and I know the dates I've got to be there. So I put them in first. All right. And then I figure out the dates in between to add to the first stop. And so here I plan my first stop. And then I know that I've got to be in, let's say I've got to be in Rock Springs in 42 days. All right. So I'll say that I'm going to stay at stop number 1 for 42 days so that when I plug Rock Springs in and I say I'm going to stay there for 7 days, the start date on Rock Springs is accurate. Now, all I have to do is fill in the blanks between here and there. Okay. If I know I'm going to go to Yellowstone first and I'm going to stay 7 days there, I'll probably back up and do it next because I'm going from Yellowstone to Rock Springs. All right. And so I just start piecing it together like a puzzle. And then I can just kind of add all these stops in between. And sometimes if I don't know where I'm going to stay exactly, I'll put a KOA placeholder in there and then come back. And when I book the sites, I lock them. Okay. I put a lock on it. And that way I know I booked it. All right. I put notes in the booking and everything so that that is captured as well. And so research all the options, book your stays, and then you can start booking all the other things you want to do as well. This is another one of those things where I feel like I need to sit down and do a training video and show you exactly how I would do that and the process that I would go through. So look for that in the future. This is what a full dashboard looks like. Okay, you see the locks on the left-hand side. Whenever I put those locks in there, it says I know that's been booked. And then you see all of the stuff on the right-hand side. These are all of my filters that I put in. And that's kind of what a full dashboard looks like once you get done. And you can see down at the bottom, this was a total of 5,329 miles, 81 nights on the road, and about $7,000 in expenses based upon the numbers I put in. So that's it. All right. I know I went through that fast, but hopefully it'll give you more information or review and certain things. If you have any questions, be sure and ask them in whatever resource you are looking at. I wouldn't put the questions on our Facebook page because we don't, I mean, on our website, the joyhauling.com/GDNR 2024. Wouldn't put them there. I would go to our Facebook group or to the Joy Hauling YouTube channel and put them there because I do monitor those regularly. So, gang, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us. You can direct message me on Facebook. You can text us. I think we gave you our phone numbers. Or we'd love to hear from you. And again, let us know if you have anything if there's anything we can do for you. Appreciate you guys. Later.